Alright, hello everyone, my name is Shep, welcome back to the Circus. Today we are going to be watching a match between myself and, I believe, Tigerfinger Man. It was quite a few days ago, so I'm not entirely sure who I was playing against, but I do remember what the matchup was like. So we're playing WD and we get to go first, so you always know that the World Domination team loves going first. But even though we do go first, this is going to be quite a rough matchup for it, because even though we're playing probably the best team in the Butcher's Circus, I'm gonna go and just throw that out there. I believe it is the best team, not even the best mark team, the full-on best team. We are playing in a very rough matchup because we have an occultist on the enemy side that has 2 move chance trinkets, so he's just gonna pull our arbles. It's gonna make us have a very rough time. So my opponent here says that I play WD very weird. That's what they said at the end of the match, and you might feel like, Shep, why did you drop caltrops there instead of marking a character, trying to shoot them? And the thing is, that's what my opponent wants here. They have Reclaim, they have Block of Light, they have 2 direct healers, they have a guard with the man-at-arms, they have a pull to abuse my arbles. They're ready for the marks. What they're not ready for is consistent damage by the form of caltrops, and that's really what's gonna help me out here. So now that I have dropped the Holy Lance, I have a few choices on what to do, and I end up deciding on a double crit Vola, which actually hits for 12 and 10, which is absolutely nutty, and my opponent is now already down like half their health bars on 3 characters, which is really freaking good. And now my Crusader's in a position to stun their Crusader again, which is a 70% chance, but you kind of have to take it, because if you don't, they just drop a Block of Light, and that would be quite rough for us. So now they can drop a Reclaim on whoever they want, so this is going to be kind of a prolonged match, but we're still going to see what we can do with it. So here I have a few choices. I can go for a mark, I can try going for another stun, I can attempt a slam on the Flagellant even though I do have both stun trinkets on the Abomination today, so going for a move chance against exotic stuff is not too likely, though sometimes you have to go for it. But yeah, I end up, I believe, just deciding to click the arbles and going for a sniper shot. And you might be wondering, well, Shep, why do you do this? Well, if I don't, my opponent will just go for a pull, things will be very rough for me, and my game plan was to just drop a big sniper shot on that Crusader, maybe get a crit, even without a mark, and then if they try to heal, they might not heal for enough, they might heal for 0, and then my Abomination could just abuse that Crusader and the Bounty Hunter could get the immediate kill. But sadly that doesn't happen. I get a mid-roll on the sniper shot, and then I fail the stun on the Crusader, so that's already 1 stun failed on that very annoying Crusader. But you know, such is the way of the Butcher Circus. I'm not going to complain about not getting 2 double stuns in a row. So here my Bounty Hunter has to go for some sort of action. There's really no Arbalist action at an immediate point. I just decide to go for a pull on the man-at-arms, which is going to disrupt my opponent quite nicely, and is really going to help me out. So here I get a considerable amount of luck, which is actually resisting the pull on the Arbalist. It was a 10% chance against those 2 move trinkets. You can see them right there, the Fleshbound Grimoire and the net. And thankfully for me, even though I don't get a crit, I actually do enough damage to the man-at-arms to drop him down to 0. And you might be wondering, well, how the hell do you do that? Well, the man-at-arms only has 40 prot because he has 2 defensive trinkets, neither of which are protection, so that's going to give him a pretty rough matchup against damage. And I got a crit round 1, which meant that I had more damage versus marked. So the more damage you do, the more damage you do. It's absolutely broken. Don't ask me why it works like that. So my opponent decided to go for a heal with the occultist, which I found a little bit weird, but they only healed for 10, which, you know, it is a significant amount, but I just transformed the Abomination. I go for a rage. Keep in mind that my accuracy was like 89% hit chance, so it's not too good, but it does force my opponent to go for a redeem here. They didn't have to go for the immediate redeem. They could have just healed the Crusader, but then I would have stunned the man-at-arms or even done a Zealous, trying to go for some damage. I don't believe I actually have Zealous here. I have Block, so that wouldn't have been too much fun if they healed for like 9. But, you know, that didn't happen, and they just decided to drop a redeem with the Flagellant, just to relinquish some pressure, but now the man-at-arms is definitely alive and happy. So I go for a 55% stun chance on Flagellant, and I want you to count it. That is 1 stun on the Flagellant, which failed, which was a 55% chance. So now I'm gonna go for the finish him, because the Flagellant is dazed, so he's in a position to just have a very, very bad time here, so I just drop a finish him and do potentially a good amount of damage, but it didn't really hurt that much, and the Crusader just goes for a rally to the flame, which kind of nullifies my pressure. So here I have a few more choices on what I want to do. I decide to go for my Arbalest action again to keep being aggressive, go for a sniper shot on the flash, bring him down to 0, put him in a position where he stays so he can't heal. If he tries guarding, I'll just go for a slam, I won't get the push, but sadly the Arbalest just disappoints me again and doesn't get a crit sniper shot or, you know, even a good roll on the sniper shot. So the enemy flash is more than alive. I really wish he was stunned at this point, it would have made things a hell of a lot easier for me. But since he isn't stunned, we'll just have to do something else here. So keep in mind my opponent still has their 2 healing backlines, so that's not too much fun. So you might be wondering, well, why does the Man-at-Arms actually have those 2 trinkets, Numbing Instance and Rancid Cure-All? Well, this is just kind of a matchup thing. My opponent already has so many tools to deal with damage teams that they felt like their Man-at-Arms should have Numbing Instance, which is kind of just a universal trinket, and Rancid Cure-All, which would really help them against DOT, but in this matchup it's not really gonna help them at all, because I don't have... Well, I do have Bleeds, but thankfully I applied the Caltrips debuff. And the bleed as well. So here I go for a stun on the Flagellant. I failed the second 55% chance, so keep that in mind. I do have 2 stun trinkets on the Crusader, of course, so I was really hoping for that to work. And here they go for a heal with the Occultist, but it only heals for 1, which means that the Flagellant is still dropping down to 0, which makes me quite happy. So, I end up just deciding on a Mark for Death here for 2 reasons. First reason is, of course, I can shoot now, and the second reason is there is a minus death blow resist debuff on that Flagellant as well. So if I want to go for a kill with like a slam, it's going to be a 50-50 chance rather than a 20, and that's really going to help me out. So here they heal up to 15, and even though I'm bellow debuffed, even though I might go afflicted here, my sniper shot will bring them down to 0 despite that 15 heal. Though I'm not sure if that's exactly what I'm going to go for immediately. I don't have to. I can go for a stun on someone if I want. I can do something of the likes. There is one problem here, which is the fact that my Abomination is dazed. I really want to stun the enemy Crusader before I go for the sniper shot, but sadly that's kind of impossible here. So since my Arbalest decides to move forward, on the first Affliction act out, you know, she goes afflicted, immediately moves forward, so fun, just selfish things. I just move back with the ball, because if I don't have a kill. I need my Round Hunter to get kills, so I have to keep her in the back if I do want to get a kill at this point. I just won't have a chance of doing so otherwise. So my opponent has to keep guarding that Occultist there, because if they don't, I just pull the Occultist and things get really, really messy for them. But I decide to go for the third stun on the Flagellant, which fails once again. So that's 3 55% chances with my Crusader to stun that Flagellant. All of them have failed so far. The enemy Crusader goes for a preemptive heal on that Flag, which isn't going to help them out at all, because my finish is against the dazed character. Not only that, I had a crit buff, or at least I believe I had a crit buff, so I would deal more damage versus marked characters, and the Flagellant is marked, so even though finish doesn't have mark synergy, the whole Bounty Hunter character has mark synergy, so I just deal more damage to the Flag. So here I'm hoping that he rolls for 0, which he doesn't, and technically the Flagellant should be stunned right now, so I would just go first next round, and I would win. So here I do a little bit of a misplay, which is actually stunning the Crusader rather than the Flash. I was already accepting the fact that the Flagellant is unstunnable, and I just decided to stun the Crusader instead to remove one of their healer actions, which was definitely a misplay on my side, but it's not the end of the world here. If I had applied the stun there on the Flash, it would have been very good for me. So here I'm gonna go for the 4th stun in a row with my Crusader, which fails once again, so that's 4 55% chances. All of them failed against that Flash. And now he is dropping to Death's Door, but he isn't quite at Death's Door, because not only did I not get the stun, I also didn't even do enough damage. So here I'm gonna go for a slam onto this Flash, which shouldn't push him to the back because of the snuff, but that isn't the end of the world, or that wouldn't be the end of the world, because I would still have more offensive actions after that, but I do actually get to push, so I get very, very lucky with a 30% chance there. But you know, that's just how the Butcher Circus works. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get very unlucky. My opponent can go for a heal right now, and they heal for 5, which isn't really enough to save them, because they have the Guard Break debuff now. Their Crusader action is gone, so they can't clear the guard break debuff and then try going for a guard. Even if they did that, they're still marked. So I just shoot them, I get a very unnecessary crit on there. Thankfully Selfish doesn't pass or move back again, and now they cannot guard, and my finish him is a 95% chance of getting a death blow. It's a 95, it's not a guaranteed chance of getting a death blow. So hopefully it does work, right? Clueless Shepherd, I'll give it. No, it does indeed work, and it gets a crit on top, so that's quite good for me. Of course the game isn't over because reinforcements have arrived, and the Crusader and the men-at-arms get healed for 10 HP because, you know, magical things. Crusader actually heals himself for 14 because of the healing skills from the Glorious Standards trinket, and they go for Zealous, but thankfully they don't get the death blow, which I'm really thankful for. If they got the death blow right there, it would be very difficult for me to win this match, even though I've taken the Flagellant out, because their characters are all still very healthy, and my Arbos is afflicted. She's basically dead to like 2 Demon's Pulls, so, you know, that's not too much fun. And my other characters, while they are good, they don't really win 2v2s in a situation like this, because it's against stressed characters which are fully healthy. You don't win 2v2s like that. You need your entire team to take these characters down, or else you're just gonna heal for way too much, you're gonna apply battle debuffs, you're gonna afflict you, and you're just gonna have horrible time. So here I just drop a bullet to make sure that I still have my Crusader action. I want to go for stuns here. And one thing that you should keep in mind is that it might look like my stun. Let me just go for the stun, see how much damage I'm actually going to do. I'm definitely going to go for the Crusader here. I was considering whether I go for a pull and then stun the Occultist, but I just decided on stunning Crusader. It might look like my stun is doing 5 damage, but it isn't. It's actually doing 7 damage, because that's why Caltrips is so freaking good. It says 5, but it actually does 7 when the Crusader actually eventually takes his turn, because it's taking essentially forever, and with every action that you remove from them, not only are you doing the stun activation damage, you're also doing the Caltrips damage, which is a huge reason why I love the ability, because so many people underestimate it so much, which I find really sad. So here, seeing all the debuffs, I'm probably going to drop a Flare, especially considering that my Abomination is dazed and all that, but I might drop a stun on the Occultist first, just to remove the Occultist action, make sure that I have round days, pretty much all for me. So that is exactly what I'm going to do here. So I don't do too much damage with the stun, but once again, both those characters are going to take 2 bleed from the Caltrips, and that's going to feel very good for me. It feels even better when you play against in matchups that are like Crusader with 55 prot, Men-at-Arms with 50 prot, both with Bitfighter's Helm, both with stress trinkets and debuff trinkets, and you just do like 1 damage with your stun, and things feel so hopeless, but you're actually doing like plus 200% damage or something of the likes, because you actually have the Caltrips applied, which is just wonderful. So here I have a few choices. I do actually move back with the Abomination. I'm like, wait, I can genuinely go for a Beast Spiral here, because I have the Spike Chain, right? So my Spike Chain actually gives me more Blight skill chance, so I can't even fail these Blights. And I just think like, oh, well, I do fail on the Man-at-Arms because he does have Rancid Cure-All, so the Rancid Cure-All is finally useful this match, and I just decide to move forward on position. So why do I move forward on position? Well, I don't really want to put a Paranoid Abomination in position 3, because Paranoid has kind of a tendency to just move back. Even though Selfish has a tendency to move forwards, I just have to make a decision there on whichever character I want to get disrupted, and I'd rather keep my Abomination right now, because V-Smile is actually doing a lot. That's 9 damage on each character with the V-Smile applied, and of course if they try hitting into him, it's going to do even more, as well as the stress being quite decent. WD does have not a good amount of stress, but a decent amount of stress, because it's getting a lot of crits with the Arbalist, it's getting a lot of Restores, it's getting transformations with the Abomination, and it even gets Beast Vials every now and then, so that's really quite good. Not to mention the Caltrips debuff for more stress taken, so that is helping me out here as well. So this match is far from over, honestly. I mean, the Beast Spells are really helping me out here, because now those characters are dropping down to 0 HP, my Crusader is selling the Occultist, and my opponent's side is just like completely having a horrible time here. Of course they can try healing, but I'm doing stress, I'm doing way more DOT than they're actually healing, so that is quite good for me, unless I get a crit 18 heal, which can definitely happen, but thankfully they're not getting that right now. So I go for a stun here with the Crusader, and he misses the 85% stun chance. This Crusader, man, poor guy, honestly. He failed 4 stuns in a row against the Flagellant, and he now misses the stun against the Occultist, 85% chance, so he really hasn't been having too much fun of a match. So here the Occultist could be down to 0 HP, but sadly he isn't. And my opponent has a few choices. They just end up deciding on a bell, which is going to cause a heart attack, it's going to cause an affliction, and it's going to get my bounty hunter closer to afflicted. So it would be very nice to witness a comeback here from my opponent, but that's Sacred Blade, and Sacred Blade goes Vigorous. And of course, when your opponent gets the Vigorous Virtue, which is one of the best, you just surrender, because at this point, if there was like an irrational on that Crusader, maybe they would still have a win chance. But honestly, with the disruption I've applied, with the blights I'm doing on that Crusader, the enemy Crusader just isn't that sort of a Crusader that is just in position 1, unbelievably tanky, dropping Zealous's. Not against WT, you can't really do that against WT. You just get disrupted, you're bleeding, you're blighting, which is not what usually happens, but it did happen in this match. And things aren't too good for you. Of course, you can't even take your action because you're getting double stunned every single round, right? So yeah, big GG's to my opponent. This is how you take down a very difficult to take down team with the WD. It doesn't really need to just rely on those big crit 44 sniper shots. We didn't even see any of those, but WD just has so much damage with all its other characters. It doesn't always need the Arbals to get those one shots. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you again another time. Cheers.